Alright, I'm recording, I believe. Yep. 4, 3, 2, 1, boom! Well, hello again. Welcome to the Homemade Hit Show, recording on a Wednesday this week, and with me as always, Mr. Dave Criddle. That first song you heard there was South Hill Project, and it's called Performance. What did he send me? Loads of information. Mackie 24 for mixing, Cool Edit Pro, Art Pro MPA, AT4050 mic, Reason with the Abbey Road sounds. I thought it was I called it a very ambitious song, very well mixed, lots of synths, and I really like the kind of doubling on the vocals. I've always wanted to do that male-female doubling. That I don't have any females. None of my imaginary internet friends are females. So. See, we're doing an interview show with Mike Wick probably for next week, and she asked a few of the questions on that. So. Yeah. Right. I don't mention things that I don't know what they are. Oh right. Right. Good. Okay. Right. He actually has a picture that I think he has a picture that we can put up on the post for the show. So. Right. You can never tell, but I just don't worry about it. Yeah. Right. Right. It was like 5 or 6 different songs. Yeah. Didn't Cool Edit become Audition? Or is that one? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, one of the songs later they said, I asked how it was recorded, and they said, oh, it was recorded at Blue Sulphur Studios, and I'm like, oh well. Not home recorded then, and he writes back, no, Blue Sulphur Studios is in somebody's bedroom. So, yeah. Right. Yeah, I have no name for my studio at this point, but I'll have to think of one. Yep. So, last week got some good feedback again. Got a couple of good emails, particularly 2 from Dave Cooper, who firstly he wrote one telling me that he really struggles with lyrics, and he actually has somebody write lyrics for him, or write ideas which he often will then change around and take into his song. So that's always another source. If you either know someone, or you can go, there's lots of sites on the web where lyricists post their lyrics for you to use. So it's one way of getting some lyrics. And then he also wrote talking about, maybe we'll spend some more time on this another time, but about how he has trouble with his intros and his endings of his songs. He never really knows how to start a song and never really knows how to end a song, and I definitely know about that. Right. 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 Yeah, I mentioned to you before that Zoetrope used to always, maybe it was him, maybe not, but he'll probably blame me that it wasn't him, but he used to encourage me to start big, like if I've got a really powerful chorus, then play it once at the beginning, or play an instrumental version of it at the beginning to get people hooked in. But then you said, you're home recording, why bother with it? It's not like you're going to draw in 10 million listeners and lose them all because you didn't have a big opening. So just do what you want. Yeah, because some of my songs, by design, they kind of they build as they go, and I think you run the risk that people lose interest near the beginning because they didn't get to the good part, I guess is the best way of putting it. So. All right. Yeah, right. So we also a lot of comments in there about Dave and I, mainly me, and then it moved to Dave, posting our plugins and all of that kind of thing. The original comment which started this was John Polton saying that my song analysis was good, but he'd like to do a songwriting one. And me, I'm trying to point out that that is my songwriting. I don't write a song and then come back later and record it. I sit down, I turn on the recorder, I have an idea, I lay something down, I lay a few more bits, I see if they work, I throw a couple out, I add some more, and that's how I write a song. Obviously, other people do it differently, but that's the way I do it. Right. Right. And then some of the people were saying, well, we'd like to know more about the mixing and the production, what plugins you use. And as I've mentioned, I don't know how many times I have to say this, but I don't use any plugins, hardly any at all. I use them on the vocals that we've covered once before. I do absolutely nothing on instruments or bass or anything like that. I pan them and volume change them. Very, very rarely I'll do a EQ change, but fundamentally I don't do plugins. I use the sounds. I know this was in the forum post, but Dave said the same thing. We get a good sound on the pod or the tone port, and that's pretty much what we use. So. Great. All right. Alrighty, let's play a song, I guess. Okay. Right. The other thing I've done a lot in the last year or two is, because these pods and what have you come with so many amps, it can be a bit overwhelming, but I've kind of focused in on 2 or 3, so I kind of act like I own those 3 amps, and I tweak them and I add effects and delays and all kinds of other things, but generally I stick with those amps, and that tends to make it easier when you're sitting down to make a sound, and it gives you a little bit more consistency, I think, between your songs and stuff like that. Right. 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 All right, let's play a song then now. We have, this one's called Waves by, the band's called Downriver, although there's a long story about how this was a different band, but basically it's Juan Florencia and Angela Labrador. I thought this was a really nice song. It was extremely quiet recording. That was the one factor. I think Dave may have tried to fix that. And then it was done with GarageBand, Fender Strat, a cheap Sennheiser mic, and the most important ingredient, a 6-pack of cheap beer. So. Right. Yep. All right, let's play it.